Welcome to Season 5, The Podwriter. Today we have a wonderful guest from Mumbai, India. Welcome to the show, sir.
It's a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you so much for your time. And if you could just tell our listeners a little about yourself.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Meghall RD. I'm an avid fitness lover and have been living and advocating the mantra of love yourself first, which is an essence for a healthy living. I'm a diamond and jewelry trader by profession, and I love spending my leisure time reading a book. As much as I love music, I do explore my voice, singing some karaoke or podcasting in my leisure times. Workouts do form an essential part of my daily routines. I'm extremely meticulous about my timings, love helping people, and watch people grow. Podcasting is an extension of my passion. I
That's
feel great
wonderful.
to be with you all today.
We are also eager to know as to how you came into podcasting. Like, what's your journey like?
Okay, the podcasting journey is a continuation of my ideology of love yourself first. Now, this started back somewhere in 2017. I was extremely overweight, had a completely lethargic lifestyle, and was unable to cope up with my daily chores, was asthmatic, and then there was a life change decision which I made after procrastinating for almost 6 months. This actually was a life changing decision because then there was a strict disciplined routine I followed for 2.5 years, and I transformed myself physically and mentally. I was overweight by almost 20 kgs, so I reduced an excess baggage of 20 kgs in a matter of 2 years. And this definitely gave me a tremendous mental control and confidence. And I was able to progress and develop myself and achieve my goals with much ease and much simplicity. As an extension of this, I wanted to share my experiences with all those people who are facing a similar issue and are trying to cope up with their lifestyle and their issues. I'm sure my experiences are going to help them a bit or a longer way in sorting out their problems and issues and tackling them with much ease. The podcasting journey is a continuation of Love Yourself First. It started with a simple idea of helping people in their self betterment journey with my own experiences of healthy living and promoting the idea of self love. This podcast does touch various aspects of life which help in self betterment.
That's really an insightful journey. And so the name of the podcast is Love
Love
Yourself.
yourself first. Yeah.
Love Yourself First. Okay. And it is incredible. Like, you lost almost 20 kgs in just a span of 2 years. That includes a lot of willpower and, of course, determination.
Yes, extremely true. And it did involve a lot of passion, dedication, determination, and willpower, and of course, discipline above all.
Absolutely. So, in this podcasting journey of yours, or otherwise, did you have any funny moments?
Well, there were some tough moments, there were funny moments, of course, during my podcasting journey as well as my life-changing journey. There were
Okay.
instances where I was a complete food junkie and I actually couldn't resist having my cheat meals or my food, and it was quite difficult for me in the transition because in the initial stages where I was not supposed to have oil. I was supposed to skip on the sugar intakes. I was not supposed to have my caramel chocolates, which I love. So all those things definitely made me a little setback. I mean, I was like demotivated. I mean, how would I do it? But then, yes, okay. Since the cheats happened and my mentors, they permitted me to have double the quantity of what I had daily just over the weekend. This actually kept me on track and I enjoyed my cheats as well as I enjoyed the transformation process. So this was how that entire thing went. And as a podcaster, yes, there were some funny moments which I did enjoy, I mean, where I also practice some karaoke singing. I enjoy doing some karaoke singing in my leisure time. So there was an instance where I was late for recording my podcast and I was doing my recording. And this was just immediately after a karaoke singing session. And my narration in the podcast sounded much more melodious. It was like I was humming a song and not speaking to the listeners. You know, it sounded very much melodious like a song. And this was like very amusing. I still have the draft with me, you know. So at times, I mean, okay, when I listen to it, it does amuse me a lot. Like, okay, this is how I
You not
sounded like.
uploaded it?
No, it was just a draft, so it wasn't edited, to be honest, because it was meant to be a podcast. And I, you know, there is a standard pattern I follow in the podcast, which is like appealing and soothing to the listeners. So
Okay.
yes, I for sure will try to upload where somewhere if we are doing behind the stage. I mean, at some point of time after a few episodes. I definitely will share some audio clips or something on Spotify or the media for sure.
We would be looking forward to it for sure.
Surely.
Okay, and were there any tough moments in your life or during this podcasting journey, and how did you
Okay.
cope?
Well, Hina, like each one does. We all have our highs and lows. We all have our ups and downs in our life. And it's a part and parcel of our life. Everyone has their highs, everyone has their lows. But then, time and again, what really matters is how we balance them and how we cope with them and how we come out of them. Even for me, during my life transformation journey, as well as my podcasting journey, I did face some highs and lows. I did face ups and downs. There were instances where being a foodie, it was quite challenging for me to change my meal pattern to completely go on a conservative diet because I love to eat caramel chocolates. I love to eat junk food. I love to eat street food. So all those things was a change. It was a big change. And at times when I had to step out with my cousins, with my peers, with my family, I mean, it definitely was disturbing because there were a lot of food stuff which I couldn't consume. At times during this entire journey, I also felt like giving up. I also felt depressed and shattered. But at the same time, there were few things which really kept me elevated and didn't let me break down. The first and foremost being my workout routines. My workout really helped me to go a long way because no matter what, I dedicated 1 or 2 hours every day for my workout, irrespective of, I mean, whatever my schedules turned out to be. And this exactly was my me time. My workouts gave me the energy for doing the course for the whole day, at the same time gave me an opening to vent out my emotions and become completely mentally free, wherein I can process my thoughts more better way. I could handle my emotions and I could handle many more challenges and try helping people around me. So this started building up the necessary energy for me. Besides that, yes, sticking to my alma mater also helped me a lot, wherein my family and my friends, they played a great role. My circle was small, but those connected to me and associated me really helped me a great way, in a great manner and a big time, to stay up, to continue on my journey. And whenever I feel down, yes, they were motivating me and speaking to me. We had a real time conversations and I continued and progressed on my journey. This was actually elevating for me. And then there were good mentors, which I had for my entire health journey. So these two helped me a long way and kept me motivated for progressing on my journey. So all in all, yes, I have a message over here that life definitely is going to have your ups and downs, but it's very important to control our emotions, to get up, to handle ourselves very well and self motivate. And once you do that, you definitely will be able to progress one step at a time and elevate on your journey.
That's really great tips. Like what I can sense, or if I have to recap, you did have a, like, those tough and challenging times wherein you have to make a shift from your routine so as to see the positive change in yourself, and the coping, let's say, set of coping techniques or tips were for you the routine that you had followed, the workout, the me time, connecting with allometer family and friends, and of course, keeping in touch and being in sync with what your mentors suggested.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. And the message that you have given, if you would like to add on something else to the message to the
Yes,
people.
yes, for sure. I'd like to share a very important learning which I learned for myself. It's the entire
Okay.
magic lies in loving yourself first. Those who can do that can make wonders happen. The moment you start discovering your own self love, the moment you start avoiding the negativity which you have inherited for yourselves, you definitely are going to go a longer way and you can have wonders happening in your life. You need to treat yourselves the same way like you treat others. If you treat others politely and with respect, with kindness and empathy, you yourselves are a being, and you need to self love. You need to treat yourselves with the same kindness and empathy. It's okay to make mistakes. You can own up to your mistakes, you can acknowledge them, and you can even apologize for them and move on. And you can learn from them. There might
Mm-hmm.
be instances where emotions do break you down, but then those are the times which you need to handle carefully, and you again need to have confidence in yourselves and keep loving yourselves. You need to believe in yourselves unconditionally and love yourselves unconditionally, because the negative feelings, as much as we avoid for others, if we avoid for ourselves, it's going to make ourselves feel more motivated and more better, and it's definitely going to go a longer way. And yes, practicing the values of life like gratitude, kindness and empathy, they definitely will make you more happier. You always are going to be happy when you help someone and when someone is growing because of you. It gives a leadership feeling. So this is something each person can start doing right from today, right from this moment onwards. I mean, do whatever that makes you joyful. Give 100% dedication to whatever you do and whatever makes you happy. If it's not harming anyone, and if it's making sense, please continue doing it. That's your call, that's your passion.
That's wonderful. And I'm sure now the listeners, after listening to your wise words, they will realize that practicing values of life, and addressing the negative feeling positively, handling the breakdown moments, along with just being kind and empathetic towards oneself, that is the like mantra for themselves.
Absolutely, yes. That's the core mantra for themselves. It's all about loving yourself first.
That's great. And anything special or any tips that you would like to share with the podcasters that you realized during podcasting?
Sure. Well, my podcast is just a recent one. We just have aired 19 episodes by now. And whatever I learned out of my podcasting journey, there are few things which definitely is going to help my fellow podcasters as well as the beginners. The most important thing is do it out of your passion and enjoy doing your podcast. There is no pressure or a rule book that the podcast has to be released at a certain date or a certain timing, or there needs to be a certain time frame or an interval. As and when you are comfortable, you need to speak up your mind and you need to record a podcast. A podcast is going to be more out of your passion. And before you do the recording, maybe you can just pen down and summarize your ideas and summarize your thoughts and explore what is the content you can offer to the listeners in each episode, because those are the ideas, those are your experiences which are going to help the listeners, and that content is really going to matter to the listeners. So it really doesn't matter about the time frame. What really matters is, I mean, how articulate you are and how clearly you can express your ideas. There are a lot of people who will get inspired by your story, by your voice. You have to establish a connection between you and your audience each time your voice falls into their ears. They need to feel that personal touch despite being far away from you when they are listening to your podcast. You need to balance your content with information, learnings, as well as fun moments. So this is just going to make it a little lighter, and I'm sure they really are going to have much more engagement ratios as compared to what you start with. So this is the message I
Absolutely.
think I need to give to the podcasters.
That's a wonderful, those are the wonderful tips because, as you have rightly said, the passion should be there. And of course, the key point being summarizing one's thought as to what is the content that they want to um, create so that it can have a positive impact. That's
Absolutely.
wonderfully said. And I'm sure those who are planning to start or explore podcasting, it will be really helpful for them, and of course for the podcasters who are already into it. Any any tip is always a welcome. Thank you for sharing your experience and giving those tips.
It was my pleasure, Hina. Thank you so much.
Anything else you would like to share before we wind up the session?
Well, all in all, as I say, I have been advocating the philosophy and the idea of love yourself first. All I would like to summarize and share with the listeners that irrespective of whatever you do in your life, try to locate your passion, try to develop your passion for that particular task, that work, or whatever interests you, or whatever that area of interest is. And once you're going to dedicate 100% to that particular task, that particular relationship, that particular job of yours, or that particular podcast, it's really going to make wonders and you're really going to go a long way. All you need to do is some discipline, some dedication, and some passion about whatever you do, and it's really going to make miracles.
Those are the nice ingredients to cook up into a wonderful podcast. That's
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you so much.
And if at all the listeners want to listen to your podcast or reach out, how should they do it? Can you share
uh,
your social media handle?
sure. My social media handle, I'll be available on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is at lyf by Meghal. I also am reachable on Twitter at lyf by Meghal, and I'll be sharing with you my webpage on Linktree, which you can share in the content part along with the transcript. You can share that web address, and people can listen to my podcast. My podcast is Love Yourself First. It's available on Spotify, Apple, and other popular platforms. And I'll definitely be sharing a link which you can put in the description in the transcript column. So you can just Google search Love Yourself First by Meghal RD. And it's a
Sure.
wonderful
And
self development episodes. I mean, each one is like a very, very small. It's not like a very, very large ones. I mean, there are small snippets of information which are coming in 5 to 6 minute episodes, and these are like 19 episodes by now, and they really are going to touch various avenues of your life and be helpful to you in your own self development, in your career development, or in your personality development.
Absolutely. I'm sure the listeners will connect. I will be sharing all the social media handle and the webpage that he has mentioned with everyone. So, guys, please go and listen to his podcast or the snippets that he has just mentioned. I'm sure it's going to benefit each one of us in some way or the other.
For sure, for sure.
And thanks a lot for your time once again and for such insightful, wise words that you have shared. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Miss Hina. It was wonderful being with you. Thank you for the opportunity to come on your show and share my experiences with your listeners and your audience. It's been a great experience for me, and it's have been a wonderful time. I mean, it actually helped me to summarize my thoughts, and maybe it's going to help me too in my journey further. It's been a wonderful experience, Miss Hina. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your experience. We are really honored by it. Thanks a lot and all the best for your upcoming episodes and, of course, your karaoke that you have mentioned. Can you
Thank
sing
you.
for us right now?
Uh, okay, I'll try to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just pick up. And of course, there's no music.
Maybe a line or something to end with?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Just give me a moment.
Sure. So this was Meghal RD, and please listen to what he has shared. And these episodes are purely dedicated to our podcasters, and it's worth listening to how they invest their energy into something which is going to benefit others selflessly. It is important and worth applauding. So, everyone, please listen. In the meantime, we are going to listen to a few lines from Sir.
Okay, I'll just begin. Few lines.
Yes, please.
जिंदगी का सफर है ये कैसा सफर कोई समझा नहीं कोई जाना नहीं जिंदगी का सफर है ये कैसा सफर कोई समझा नहीं कोई जाना नहीं. Well,
That's
it's
really nice.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for being a sport and obliging the request.
Thank you so much,
Thanks
Hina.
a lot.
Well, few of my karaoke singings are available on my personal Instagram handle as well. I mean, if someone wishes to, for sure, they can visit and listen to. I mean, I have uploaded a few of them on my personal Instagram handle as well.
I'm sure they will pop in
Definitely.
and listen and enjoy at the
Sure.
same time. Yeah, thanks a lot. Take care and all the best.
You too. Thank you very much. Take care and God bless.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
This was Meghal RD. Despite his low moments in life, when his physical, emotional, and mental health was challenged, his inner willpower and introspection equipped him to progress and develop. Discipline and routine gave him energy to face the day so as to channelize his energies constructively and process his thoughts. His essence of life is to help people and watch them grow.
He suggests that only if one treats themselves with kindness and empathy, one can experience wonders happening in their lives. Hence, his motto, magic lies in loving yourself first. Those who can do that can make wonders happen. His wise words resonates with other podcasters in podcasting community that do whatever makes you joyful with utmost dedication and sincerity. Your passion will lit your podcasting journey. Thus, love yourself first. As the name of Mr. Meghall RD's podcast suggests, is the starting point. On that note, I end today's episode with positivity and cheer. Hope to see you all in my next episode with another guest and their journey. Till then, take care and be safe. Bye.